Pledge allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call.
Dan Pillow,
Here.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Here.
Jennifer Anderson, Ann Pillow,
Here.
Al Glick, Pam Jackson.
Here.
Is anybody gonna make an
All right, and then Jennifer couldn't get a babysitter tonight, so she is out. And then you all got the email from Al, he is out of town.
I'll make a motion to accept Al Glick's absence.
A second.
Motion by Pam, second by Dan for Al Glick's absence. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Moving on. All right, we're moving on. Well, the clerk's report.
You received the minutes from October the 2nd.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from October 2nd, 2023. Second.
Motion by Pam, second by Jennifer. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Al Glick. I'm sorry. That's because he's on my sheet. Pam Jackson. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
Guess I had to draw a line through his name. You should have received a copy of Pay Ordinance 10C. This was for biweekly payroll, which was paid on October the 6th. Disbursed from the general fund was $9,598.90. From the water fund was $2,567.52 for a combined total of $12,157.42.
Make a motion to approve ordinance number 2023C.
I'll second it.
Motion by Ann Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Then you have Pay Ordinance 10D. This was for accounts payable. Dispersed from the general fund, $18,381.73. From the water fund, $96.51 for a combined total of $18,478.24.
I'll make a motion to approve 10D 2023.
I'll second it.
Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Ann Pillow. Is there any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
When I came in this evening, I presented you with a copy of the September bank statement and UAN bank reconciliation. Prior beginning balance was $266,387.81. Receipts was $144,115.49. Payments was $95,126.51. There's an adjustment of $393.24, and that had to do with the auditor's real estate taxes, because they always do a memo receipt and I have to show what they take out from us. That left us with an adjusted balance of $315,770.03. Outstanding payments of $11,187.93 for an ending balance of $315,770.03. And if you will look throughout the document, I included a copy of the cash summary by fund as of September, which is the same ending amount of $315,770. $70.30 as the bank statement, and I also provided you with a copy of all three of the bank statements.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll make a motion to accept the clerk treasurer bank statements.
Second.
Thank you so much. Motion by Pam Jackson, second by Dan Pillow. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And I'll need you guys to sign this too tonight. I also provided you with a copy of the Addyston Board of Public Affairs draft minutes from the October 7th or October 9th to 23 meeting. It also included the actual minutes of the September 11th meeting, 2023, along with their collection report for the month of August for the monies collected in September, along with a copy of their August pay report and their September pay report. And those things were in the email that went out and the attachment.
Council, what's your pleasure? The water board reports,
Oh, what? Sorry.
what she was just reading off.
Yes. I make a motion we accept the report. We need to do something about it. We'll do it later, but let's not hold it up.
Unless you wanted to, you can table it, if there's a reason you feel you need to table it or something.
You can table it, but it was
I'm just
included
saying.
it was included in the packet when it went out.
Yeah. All right, we have a motion on the floor.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Any discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
And I also provided you with a copy of year-to-date revenue and also with the year-to-date appropriations. And as the last meeting, I reported to you about the shredder being broke. Man, will you take one? Yes. One for you and one for Bob and for them. I did a little bit of research on it, and to replace the industrial size shredder we have, this one here that I'm presenting tonight, it's $3,394, and it is a one where you can put like up to so many sheets, like big sheets. It's automatic feeder, you can walk away from it. It takes up different sizes of paper. The village does have an account with this company through the water board. And then there was another one that I researched that is the same type, and it was $3,599. And at the time when I spoke to them, they didn't have it in stock, but this company, it's Global Industrial, they had one last week in stock. I know that it's very vital for our police department to have the shredder because they do, in the line of their job, there are things that they have to shred almost every day to do with the security of their clients. And my hope is that if we can get this one and it's down here maybe eventually we can get the other one fixed. I don't even know, they say they can't, you know, that they don't service them anymore, but I think there might be somebody in the Cincinnati area that may be able to fix it. But in the meantime, we definitely need to look at getting a new shredder. The one we've got is probably 40 years old. I know back in the 70s when they bought it, I was dispatching.
I make a motion that we accept the clerk's recommendation to purchase the format FD 85200AF.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan Pillow, second by Pam Jackson. Did you guys have any questions, discussion? No discussion, we'll vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
That's all I have.
Thank you, Margaret. So, let's see. First off, I'd like to say I think the music in the park went quite well. Seemed like a lot of people had a great time, hopefully. One of the other things that I meant to bring into, I've mentioned it about 32 Main in the past couple meetings. Me and the clerk have been working on doing some research with that, and the reason I wanted to bring it up to you anyway, even though we haven't found everything we need, but Sisson from the Wildlife Corridor approached me, and since the Port Authority still owns it, he had contacted them. They would allow him to purchase it from them, but the village has first dibs if we want to acquire the property or not.
Thank you.
So, well, yeah, I mean, even if they seize it, it still goes back to us. We decide whether or not to let that go. But we did find an ordinance that was authorizing us for the purchase of the land. But on the clerk's notes, this one was in 2019, and Steve Dalton had made the motion to table it, along with Dan seconding that motion, so this never actually went through for the purchase of the land. So no, we don't own it. So that's just something I just wanted to talk about and see,
Yeah.
you know, let you guys know
Was
that
it-
that's
Mayor,
his
was the purchase
intention.
of the land, that one was for, or for the tree? The ordinance, I missed that.
No, this is for the purchase of the
Of the
property,
property.
right. And she's still doing some research because she doesn't show where she's paid out anything to do any kind of title transfers.
I know that we
So-
discussed the 1,500, but
Yeah.
I'm going back through everything in my accounting in the UAN, and it's finding who the check was made out to, because we were dealing with several different people. You know, Dick had somebody that he was working with, and so I have to actually, before I rule out that, just say, I can't find it. I mean,
So
I went back
that's
to
where
your
we're
emails.
kind of stuck in that part to see
Okay.
where it was really, as far as,
2019 that was?
yeah, this one was 2019.
Okay.
So
Was I-
a number
was I
was
the mayor
assigned
then?
to it, yeah.
I was the mayor?
Mhm.
I was wondering why. I thought, did I second it or somebody else? I thought you said.
No, you were the mayor.
Yeah,
The dog.
okay, I thought you said
It was
Dan
Dalton.
Dan and Steve.
Dan Dalton seconded?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Dan, when
The
you
other
said
Dan.
I'm like, yeah, wait a minute.
like, wait a minute. No, that was, yeah, that would've been when you were mayor. They tabled it, it's supposed to, I guess, go to a committee, where things go to die sometimes. So, I just wanted to
Sure.
let you guys know, so you can maybe think about that, what you really wanna do. Maybe bring that up in your, like, next Housing and Streets Committee.
Absolutely. But I will say now, as just a bit of input, I don't say I'm against, you know, the wildlife preserve buying property, but I don't think we should be allowing to buy residential lots where we may
I get it.
eventually
Mhm.
put houses that we need.
Cause they own a lot of land
Oh,
over there.
they own a lot more land than we think in Addyston.
Mhm.
They're buying up these little pieces, which doesn't allow us to do infill.
anything.
If they buy all the lots, we are what we are. So just something, you know,
To
as
think
the mayor
about.
said, we can think about before we make any decisions.
Yeah,
Was the price on that about $4,000 maybe?
I'm not sure, she didn't tell
Okay,
me.
Okay, yes.
But I don't think they indulged with him any kind of price because it wasn't, she just basically said that Addyston has the opportunity to
Mhm.
acquire that property before
Sure.
it's sold to anybody else. So. And then you all received the email for the other meeting. I did try to contact Karen again. I haven't heard anything back when it comes to the MSD and First Street issue. Because I emailed her again, waiting for some kind of feedback. So I haven't heard anything about that either. And Duke Energy is still working on the electric next to the VFW. So I haven't got any real feedback on that yet either. Apologies, I didn't have more. I think that's all I have right now. We don't have enough people for, yeah. All right, did you have anything else?
No.
Okay. We'll just go ahead and move to committees.
Can't do a resolution because we don't have one.
Right, so we're moving on.
You want to start with committees or just?
Yeah, we'll just start with committees.
I do have a few things I need to discuss with council tonight. The Hamilton County Mini Planning Grant, they're still processing that. They should have the information in November now. The second one, the Hamilton County Public Health Grant, the one that kind of dealt with loneliness and connectivity, those types of things. I received a call from, an email from Christy Owasco, that there are some questions on the state level, how they're gonna move forward with that, and they're discussing that, and she offered me an opportunity to talk to her about our grant, to see how those changes may or may not affect our grant. So I'll be meeting with her someday. I think the new date is November the 27th. I had to check my calendar to make sure it wasn't Thanksgiving. Sort of, that date hangs in my mind. Our streets meeting on October the 11th we went over our current list of streets. You guys have that. We've passed it out over the years several times, so we continue to update it and do a good job. And Pam, Al, and myself, Mear attended as well as Ann. She dropped in as well. We will update it. It's a pretty big document. We'll update the new things we have to put in it and get that back out to council so that you can be abreast of what our excuse me, what our progress is. There is one overriding thing in both the housing meeting, the streets meeting that we've had over the years, especially this year. And that is that we need to have a comprehensive document. We need to devise something as to our discussion to process acquired properties. We just can't keep up with those, and who owns them, do we own them, what all that. We just need to have that completely analyzed for every time we do that. Sold properties as well, same process, just to make sure that we have a process of keeping account of those sold properties and making sure they get changed downtown in both instances. And we need to have a path from torn down properties so that we know at the end of that tear down, or before the tear down actually, who's going to own it, all those types of items that go before it, because we do run into some problems about torn down properties, who they own, who should be maintaining those and those types of things. So we'll be working on that as well. Let's see. Oh, Ann and I attended the Wiehe Thrive. I call it a speed dating event, but it's, it was actually a round table networking event where you went, the individuals there went from station to station and talked to, I think there may be as many as 12.
Or 12.
12 stations that we were able to go through, and they touched on everything from mental health to 4-H, just tables there that people could talk to you about those things. We'll bring a report back to the council as a whole about that event and all of the agencies that were there that we can draw on. So that went well. I was surprised. I think Ann went for the Chipotle. No, I should say that. One of her favorite foods.
I'll say, hey, Ann, if you go, I'll get you Chipotle.
Oh my God! So yeah, that was a great event. Like I say, we'll finish up the information received there and bring it back to council. We had the 3 quotes, and one came in today, but I wasn't able to download it. We just needed 3 on the basketball courts. And let's see.
So we have our third one.
Huh?
We have our third one.
We have our third one. A guy called me.
Great.
Finally looked at it. Oh, sorry.
That's great.
Looked at his email and said, "Oh my gosh!" So I haven't looked at these particularly to know. That's one, and we'll all look all these all together.
Keep going.
There you go.
Thank you.
Pass those around. Well, we're missing the main one, aren't we? Or is that the one you couldn't find? Game changer?
Oh, you know what, Dan, it might be.
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
that's all right. Well,
Oh, yeah.
and there you go. Give me a moment. Sorry.
While you're talking, do you want me to go up and try to find it for
Would
you?
you please? Yeah, I would appreciate that. Thank you very much.
It's from Game Changer, right?
Yeah. That's because theirs was the first one in 3 or 4 months ago.
And that's it? You don't, what about, that's the only one, then we'll have all 4 of them?
Yeah, I didn't realize I'd got the other. Yeah, that'll work. So, Mayor, if you want to go on until she gets back.
Get through some more committees.
Hmm?
Get through. Did you have anything on committee standpoint? Miss Ann, did you have anything from committee standpoint?
I just wanted to report that the Parks and Playgrounds cleared $618 in the music in the park. And we want to thank Jeff's drive-through for his donations of ice, water, and candy. And I think everybody enjoyed.
Yeah. Thank you. I'd like to back up too and say, yeah, turned out to be a very, very good event. And had the weather not gotten so cold so quick,
I think we would have been better off.
it would have been nice, but it got pretty cold over there.
Of course, that day, always.
Yeah, well, the next week it rained, so I guess it was better.
So, yeah, it was better than the rain, so.
Thank everybody who worked so hard to make it
Yeah.
a success.
It was definitely a lot of work put into that.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you, Miss Ann. Pam?
Again, about the music in the park, we can't finalize everything, of course, till all the bills get back in to have a total overall. And policy and procedure, did you guys review this?
I have not looked at that yet.
Okay. So I did, there was a few things, there were some pages missing or reversed. I noticed that, well, it's
Really?
you probably stopped in the middle of something, I get it,
Oh, good luck.
yeah, but, that's it, that's all I have.
All right, well, we'll just go on to, Miami Township. We'll come back to you.
Good evening.
How are you?
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How you doing? Let's see. So in the month of September, doesn't look like Miami Township made any fire details into Addyston. We did make 13 EMS runs into Addyston, which puts us up for 164 total EMS runs for the entire month of total. That includes Cleves, North Bend, and Miami Township itself. Doesn't look like any inspections were completed. There shouldn't really be any more inspections going on. They should all be done until the following year, next year. They won't go back and start our inspections again. As for hydrants, 4 out-of-service hydrants. I think I was here last month, I believe. The same number, but that would probably change possibly next year when they actually flow the hydrant. So we might not have just got a notification that they're fixed or not. So that number is subject to change. We're doing the fall checks right now. So fall checks, we don't open the hydrants. We just check and make sure there's no water in the fire hydrant, so that way they don't freeze during the winter time. If there is water in the barrel of the hydrant itself, we pump it out, then we notify Waterworks that there may be a leak in there. We completed all our hose testing for the year of 2023, so every piece of hose that we own, that's on every fire truck or spare hose, whichever, is all tested, it's all completed, so our hose is good. We gave a shout out to Drew Tenefeld. He donated 2 skids of water for us for the township, which is quite a bit of water, bottled water. We use that on our scenes when crews are on fires and stuff. A member that was a 30-year volunteer firefighter, Lawrence Steinman, passed away recently. He was a volunteer firefighter for us, and we were honored to have one of our engines be part of the procession. We led this procession to the cemetery, and that's it. Any questions for me?
I do have a question, Lieutenant, on what we refer to as the bricks building, the big 2-story
Yeah.
brick building. Who has the responsibility for the safety of that building?
Like the structural of it, or
Mhm.
I would say probably the building department.
Our building department?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a tenant there, or is anybody,
No.
is it occupied, I guess?
It is. It has a
I haven't been there.
business downstairs.
Okay, so the business would get an inspection by us, we would do a fire inspection,
And then we would do the rest of the building,
yes.
inspect the rest of it. Okay. Well,
For any structural
Yeah,
pieces of it,
yeah. I just have a concern, and our building inspector's been doing a lot of inspecting. It may be in his portfolio, I don't know. But there's still.
Dick started with that
Huh?
one. That's Dick's baby down there.
Yeah, it has
Mm.
loose glass in the windows
yeah. Mhm.
up around the 3rd floor. And I actually witnessed a piece of glass come out one day.
Yeah,
It's been quite a while ago.
Yeah.
Crashed on the sidewalk on the front.
Yeah.
So I just wondered if maybe you guys had.
Was that replaced?
Huh?
Was that replaced, or is it still,
I think they boarded it up.
they just boarded it?
Yeah, but these other ones aren't on the side, on the side of
And those were new ones he put in too, wasn't
not on the 3rd floor.
Oh, the old ones
Up
still?
on the 3rd floor, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Thank you, appreciate it.
I do have a question. If you do yearly training at Hyenas, I'm not pronouncing it right. When you do yearly training there, would it be possible for two of our officers to join you and kind of stand by? Because I'm curious where the assembly points are and where you respond, where you park, where you have to hook up.
Yeah.
I'd be curious for that.
Yeah, no problem. I don't know when our next one will be, but if we do a walkthrough, a lot of times we have a lot of factories in the township,
Okay.
all the way down Brower and that, so, we tend to do some walkthroughs and just meet with the employees and kind of just figure out their building and their systems and stuff like that, so.
And then the other one is, at least every hour I hear non-breather calls go out all over the county. Do they put hospice calls out and overdose calls out as non-breathers? Or is non-breather to you, you're going to an overdose, or is it you're
Not
going to?
necessarily. So we get dispatched for, it could be either unconscious, overdose, or non-breather. So if it's a non-breather, it's strictly a non-breather. We may not know what the reason is. It could be from an overdose or from a fall or heart attack. But if it comes out as a non-breather, the way whoever calls it in just says, so-and-so is not breathing, they just turn it out as a non-breather right there. So a lot of times it just depends on how the person relays that message to 911, and then that's how they turn it out, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
thank you.
Thank you. Chief?
Sure. Well, I'm very happy. Well, first of all, you guys did an enormous job. I think planning for the event. I think everyone, you put plenty of help with the booths, and everyone was in a good spirits, and the citizens really seemed to enjoy themselves, so I feel happy about that. And there were no, I hate saying that, there was no violence, no threats, no thefts that I'm aware of.
Thank you, ma'am.
And everyone seemed to have a good time. So I'm very pleased that we were able to bring Eric Wiehe on board. Our mayor swore him in this week. He's undergone a little bit of orientation, and we were able to send him to training for firearms. One of the good things that came out of firearms is a week ago before I sent him, I managed to send him over there. The firearms instructor we have on staff, Ed Guy, offered at some point in the future, if any of our elected officials or administrators would be interested in participating in being exposed to the simulator.
Sorry about that.
They basically put the officers in front of them, they'll give you traffic stop simulation, or an active shooter simulations if you're moving down the hallway of a building where there's an active shooter. They're actually very effective for showing what it's like to respond and the time you have to make decisions. It's very helpful, it's entertaining, and no one will scrutinize or second guess. But if you ever have an interest in that, one or two of you, I could arrange that in the future at some point. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was we're going to try to piggyback on the in-service training of a couple of departments that have very good resources. Some of them have the drug task force at Westchester that comes out, and the entire drug task force community comes there and they talk about problems in the area. I'm going to try to find an agency that has a resource for Narcan. And if you have a resource for City Narcan, if you'd let me know, that'd be great. I contacted the coroner's office, and the number of people who've overdosed there, it's staggering. I mean, how many on a regular basis. Even the autopsies there, they're so backed up, they borrow coroners from Columbus. I mean, it's that bad. They're that overworked there with DOAs. So even though we don't hear as much about it on the news, the fentanyl problem it's raging still. One of our first priorities is going to be revamping our property room so that it's a little bit more efficient and enhance the accountability. Our FTO program, as I go through it with our new officer, we're going to try to create independent tasks and timetables for tracking through and make sure we have our the training in place for our new officers. Also, it's going to sound silly, but I want to identify the land zones for air care. I heard air care go out recently, and I thought, I need to really start paying attention to the high wires and things, because if it's nighttime and you need an air care to come in, it's nice to know ahead of time. You guys are pretty aware of where the wires are, but it'd be nice to identify a couple of landing zones where we know there's nothing that they'd have to worry about. I'm also in the planning stages of I'm going to pick a day. I'm going to have a social worker join two of our officers, and we're going to do I guess I call it a very friendly sweep through our wooded areas to try to identify homeless people living in our woods along the rivers and try to provide social work assistance to them and resources and try to see if we can come up with options, because I know that it's very concerning when they live in behind someone's house or cutting through yards, walking down there and sleeping down there in the weather. It's just not healthy for them or anyone else. Also interested in determining our water rescue capabilities. We do have the river that cuts through there, and identifying the dogs that are able to catch a scent on water, and also what vehicles. You guys have water rescue, I imagine? I know the sheriff's office, but EMS, I was very pleased to, well, I didn't like the circumstances. They reached out, but they were very responsible. They had a slight containment issue with a chemical. They immediately were able to contain it. They contacted the EPA, OSHA. It floats on water. It was just a very small portion by the dock, and they were able to gather it, pretty quickly, and they reported it properly and in a timely manner. He's going to involve us in their in-service when they have a course that would benefit us as far as responding over there, what type of hazards. My two primary questions, and I know the mayor also brought it up, is, and I thank her for bringing it up, is power outage. I worry about the chemicals they have there. If the power goes out completely for any kind of long period of time, does it have to be refrigerated? Is it a hazard? At what point's it a hazard? And also fire, obviously, to see what's there that we need to be aware of in the breadth and scope of if we have to do some form of an evacuation and what resources we have to make that communication. School, I want to do a school walkthrough with our new officer when they have some free time after hours to just get a feel for the inside of the school. I've never been in there. If we ever have to respond to, God forbid, a violent situation, it'd be nice to have an idea of what we want before we get there. And then this month to come, left turn enforcement. We started doing a little bit of it, but I'm really going to ramp it up this month. If we stop residents who are ignoring or fail to see the sign, we're going to discuss the need for the sign there, the number of fatalities and the likelihood of a very serious injury because of the speeds involved. The through traffic from other communities, we're going to be taking enforcement action and also explaining the dangers and hazards. Not that we give residents a grade, but I want feedback from the residents on if they think it's, because the feedback I've got so far is positive. It's about time, it's right here. But at the same time, I want to know if they have a recommendation as to something that would ease the inconvenience. And I'll report back to you on our findings there. But that's pretty much the main things I wanted to talk about. We were very active, but I'm just very happy to get our new officer on board because I think that's going to make an enormous difference. I plan on working him on second shift. I think he really has a number of ideas that are going to improve our department quite a bit in the services we provide. So thank you for your support, Mayor and the council, for allowing me to bring him on board and moving forward. So, do you have any questions at all? I did spend considerable face time at the house we regularly have problems with people that were living there. And I communicated to them and let them know that, we're paying attention and we want things to improve there so that we don't just continue to receive complaints. So they know that we're aware and we're watching too. That's all I got, pretty much. Right.
Thank you, Chief. Karen?
Morning. Good morning. Good evening, everybody. It's been a long day. It's only Monday. Good evening, everybody. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Carrie Bernard. I'm the manager of the Miami Township Library in Cleves. I've been there for 10 years. And with the library for 32. And so I just came here. I know, I don't look a day over 50, right?
You started when you were 7.
Hopefully later. I was just calling to give you a short state of the Miami Township Library so far this year. And these are all numbers from the end of September. So far this year has been a really good year for us coming out of the pandemic. We had over 22,000 visits to the library. I see some familiar faces in this room, which I love. We've circulated just over 40,000 items, and we've held 200 programs since the end of September, and we've had almost 4,000 people in attendance. So I just wanted to remind everybody of some of the things that we have available at the branch. We have free copying. I can't tell you the amount of people who come in and say, I have a printer, but I don't have any ink. So if you find yourself in a situation where you need something printed, the library does printing, free, 20 pages every single day. We have faxing, you can fax anywhere, you can scan to copy, we have color copying, and we even have laminators. So if you need anything laminated, it's 50 cents a page. We do 8.5 by 11, and we have the larger 11 by 17 size. So if you want like a glossy poster of We Love the Addyston Council, you can have it. So, But we do tons of things. Next year, we're looking forward to many improvements with our printing. So you should be able to send your print documents from your house and just go by and pick them up in the library. So we're really, really looking forward to that. We also have some openings. There's some events coming up. Thursday, October 26th, we are making baby care products with the New Leaf Kitchen, so they'll be all natural. The program is free. If you know of any new mothers, they can bring their small children, but they're gonna be making belly cream and diaper rash cream, so makes great gifts, even if you don't need your own diaper cream. We're also, our Paint Like Bob Ross program is filled at the moment, but you can always sign up for the waiting list and look for that on a quarterly event. I do not teach the painting classes. You are welcome. And we're in the planning stages for our Christmas in the Village, which will happen Saturday, December 2nd, all day long, and the whole village is involved. So I did want to call to your attention, you may already know that the library does have a renewal levy on this November 7th. It will be issue 20, and it's a renewal of the 2013 operational and capital projects levy. It is going to be 1.5 mils this time, and it will equate to about $43 per $100,000 valuation of a house. So I just wanted to put that out there. And I also wanted to add my commendation for the music in the park. I had so many customers come in that were so excited, and I heard such good feedback. They were wowed by the organization, the bands. You guys really knocked it out of the park. And I was super proud of you all. So with that, I will be quiet and I can answer any questions that you have for me.
I don't have a question, but I was at, First Suburbs Consortium meeting.
Yes, did you meet Elaine?
I did.
Saw her at a library reception and she was thrilled with you and she passed along your kind words,
Oh,
which
yeah,
I
it's all
truly
about you.
appreciate.
It wasn't
And
about
she
me.
just had many kind things to say about you. It
What
was
a
a
guy,
pleasure
what a
to
great
meet you.
library we have with people like you working
It's
there.
because we have amazing customers.
Very good.
I'm a Cleves girl myself, graduate. I'm not saying the year.
None of us want to study.
I refuse to leave because of our customers, so, love it. Okay, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Carrie. Go ahead and, who, any of you want to speak to council?
Yeah, I've been overrun by the excessive amount of cats in the village. And they seem to want to use all of my flower beds for their litter box, and it smells very bad when you're trying to sit on your porch. So I was just wondering what actions I can take to solve this problem.
Have you actually tried calling SPCA yourself, or, because I know
They're not
I've
real
had-
receptive.
they're not, because we've tried calling them, other citizens up on Second Tan, because it's really bad up there.
Oh, yeah.
And they just will not come and get them. The only thing they'll do is they pick them up, neuter them, and throw them back out in the street. And even if they do that, we're lucky.
Wow.
About rounding up cats. I have been telling people if they want a cat to come here and get one. We have plenty free ones.
If I'm correct, they consider them wild animals. That's the reason they're not domesticated. They're
I mean,
wild.
unless
That's the reason
chief,
they
if
won't
you,
deal with them.
maybe there's another source of something we can
I
do
just
with
ran
them.
through something like that when we were having raccoon problems. We would catch them on campus and we'd release them somewhere, and they said, you're not allowed to, they're considered a rodent. And I thought,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't like to do that, or want to do that.
Yeah, raccoons you have to kill. You
Yeah.
can't
Yeah.
relocate
Yeah,
them.
yeah, that's a law.
But, anyway, you're right, they absolutely are.
Or maybe see if somebody knows any kind of resources with some sort of
Yeah,
group
they'll
that can
come for dogs.
take them.
I can relocate them, that's not a problem.
When you do, get the ones at the bar over here because they like to visit me too.
There is, it's an excessive amount.
And the problem is at night when you let the dog out, you run right around to the back, and then you gotta listen to him bark at
Oh,
midnight,
yeah.
trying to get him back in, and it's just annoying.
It is, I agree.
Are there any repellents that anybody knows
I've
for
used,
cats.
I've used a cayenne pepper. They don't like to sniff that, burns their nose.
There's a repellent gun.
Was the problem as bad when the weather's cold, or when it gets real cold, was still the same problem?
Year round.
Yeah,
It wasn't bad till like the last few months, and I think it's just there's so many on Second Hand,
yeah,
they're looking for someplace to go.
to go.
And they're gonna reproduce those.
Well, maybe we'll look and see if there's another resource besides the SPCA that'll come pick them up, even if somebody wants free cats.
I don't even know if these things are domesticated, I mean,
Oh, they're wild.
they, yeah.
I was wondering, who's in charge of that sign out there, first thing? Why don't they ever update it? I mean, you have to go through, they got the October 2nd meeting, October 9th meeting, they got this over here. And, second thing was, as far as parking, why do we let people park up on the curb? They park right next to a crosswalk. They park here, they park there, they block the sidewalk, and nothing's done about it. I mean, every morning I'll walk through here, I see 10 violations. People park 2 feet away from a crosswalk. You know how far you have to be away from a crosswalk, sir?
Other than 2 feet, but.
20 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
20
pretty
feet.
significant.
10 feet away from a fire hydrant. You see people park 5 feet away from a fire hydrant, so if you have a fire, what do?
We're a little bit lenient around the post office for a very, very short period of time, but we will pick up our parking enforcement, you know, with that. We picked it up with the sidewalk parking recently.
Right, there's 2 of them right down there right
Impounded
now.
a couple cars.
Maybe you can write them up.
A junk vehicle without tires, we impounded it and took it off of the
Yeah, there's, if you ride down there now, there's 2 cars parked up on the sidewalk.
Main Street.
Yeah, right down by the bar.
Okay.
And then,
Same
I
side
would think
of the
that
bar.
would
Huh?
put stress
Same
on
side
the
as the
water
bar.
line.
no, on the opposite side. And, so yeah, they parked there. It is like the left-hand turn they did, they need to do the left-hand turn off the side of the highway. That's where the main problem is, because the person's gonna turn left, there's a car behind him, he knows they're gonna turn left, and he shoots right over around it, and the next car behind him, right into it. And,
I think 2 lanes also confuses people on that left turn.
as far
Oh,
as
you
like
mean left turn
the
down
people that
from
tore down the
50?
house,
That's part of
why
the
didn't they have to
plans
fix the
for
steps down here?
Right near what, I'm
The
sorry.
steps down by the Macabetties,
I don't know.
it's all broke
I
up.
can't tell you.
Also, up on Second Hand, close to me, they broke the sidewalk. Down by my neighbors where he's got the bamboo, you can still see the tire tracks from the trucks that was parked on there after they loaded them to wait for their buddies. I mean, tire tracks in concrete, and they broke the sidewalk up there. And so
Ray, I can only
was
say
wondering-
this, and that is part of what you heard me talk
Yeah.
about before.
Yeah.
We need to do a better job of having rules in place for contractors to come in, whether they're doing house tear downs or whatever. I mean, we've identified like Mr. Youngblood's house up there, when they left that, they left it in a really bad, bad condition. They didn't finish it as well. Now,
Right.
next to Mr. Young's on 32, he sort of set the standard that we would be looking at on how we'd like to have them finished, you know,
Right.
so. that's,
And my other question is, why do we let people leave their garbage cans on the sidewalk all week?
I can't
Give them
answer.
till Monday, if they're still sitting there, throw them away. There's one right over here that's sitting, it's been there for 3 weeks full of garbage. I guess they didn't pay it. Well, they just pick it up, throw it away. And the guys got runky garbage cans, after Monday, if they're still sitting there, throw them away. And then don't have to deal with runky. And why is Shamrock allowed to block the sidewalk? I don't understand that. I walk every morning, and you go through, there's cigarette butts all out along the curb, but why are they allowed to have their chairs and everything on the sidewalk? That's what I want. Can anybody answer me that question?
I can't, but I guarantee you, we had a lot of discussion about that in the past, and suddenly it just kind
Yeah,
of went
I'm
away.
just wondering, I mean,
It was
if he
supposed to
claims
be
it's his-
temporary because of COVID.
Huh?
It was supposed to be temporary during COVID.
Because if he claims he owns the land, why don't he pay for the sidewalks to get fixed then? You know, because he's right on top of the sidewalk. I mean, I don't understand why somebody just say, look, you got 30 days to move it or start finding it. I
You
mean,
refer to the tables that they set?
yeah, they're right out. And then, you know, if somebody rides by there, a kid walks by there, you know, they're out there drinking, you don't know what they're gonna say to these kids or whatever.
Yeah, we've had all those discussions.
Yeah.
We've had them all, and
So is anything gonna be done about it, or is it gonna, you know?
I would hope that it's gonna
The
come
last
from our
thing it was
building.
looked into, that they were allowing the bars to do that till the December this year.
Mhm.
The temporary COVID of allowance is over.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I think
And then
that
after
give
that,
30
yeah.
days.
After that,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, I mean, heck, I'll start blocking my sidewalk, you know? Yeah, if he can do it, why can't everybody else do it?
You gonna serve beer?
Yeah, my third beer. And then the steps that lead down to Main Street by the house, they're all breaking up. And if you go down towards the bottom of Main Street, the rail, you can just shake it like that, it's broke
Mhm.
loose.
Mhm.
And I know that a lot of people use them steps, so they're getting pretty broke up.
I know we did some repair work on those steps a few years back, and it's gotten worse. I don't use them, so I wouldn't know
Yeah.
what condition they're in.
And I noticed like through Main Street, the street's always clean, but once you go up toward the other end of Main Street, leaves all over. I guess they don't clean the leaves up. Me and John, where we live at, that's the only place up on Secretary is clean, because we blow them down the street. I guess they don't do no cleaning up or whatever. I seen a piece of a stump on the road on Secretary when I came over the hill earlier, sitting right by the wall, big stump. So somebody could run into that. It's about right past the post office steps. Just about like that, sitting right on the street,
A stump,
right next to the
you say?
wall. Yep,
It's
right. Huh?
I'll drop by there before I leave, you know. Is it small enough the person can move?
Yeah, it's probably about this big, about like that. But yeah, I was just, some of the things I was wondering, because I walk down the highway in the morning, there's a guy that lives there. His car blocks the driveway, you gotta walk around it. There's another car up the other end of Main Street, you gotta walk around it. And then, like I said, you gotta walk around all these garbage cans. I just don't understand why you let people leave their garbage cans on the street all week. You know?
I mean, that was a part of what we did, but I think, you know.
Well, we
the-
still was doing it. The
Yeah.
officer I had dealing with it
Mhm.
no longer works here. Because I would have him go out on Saturdays, every Saturday after the Friday, and I had him, because I had gotten a lot of flack over that, of course, when people said, why are you having an officer give me crap about my trash can? Well, like you said, they shouldn't be on the street.
There's an ordinance
I mean,
against it.
Yeah,
People live
we have
down
an
here, they have a
ordinance.
rumpy garbage can, they leave it on the sidewalk all week. So then why do you have to walk around, and number two, why do you have to smell it? Yeah.
It doesn't matter, but we were particularly vigilant when Butch lived here. That was, he
Yeah.
knew, you know,
Oh, yeah.
on a Thursday, on a Friday morning, what he was up against,
Yeah.
but the rest of the weekend, he wasn't expecting to run into
Right.
garbage cans and stuff.
Like I said, they're just, like I said, just ride around every week, you'll see them.
There's
Like I
also,
said,
there's
even
also a
better,
girl on First Street.
Just walk up to their house and put a ticket on their door, and they say, what are this for? Well, that's for leaving your garbage can on the sidewalk. He likes to throw them away, and what happened to garbage can? Well, after Monday, it's gone.
Mhm.
But like I said, I'll be walking every morning, so I'll see what, if anything changes.
Maybe they give you a ticket for it.
Yeah, give me a ticket for it. I'd love to have one. Hey, your revenue would go up, because I probably write 10 to 15 a day, every morning.
Think we could
Seriously,
put in another code enforcer, have a couple of them?
Yeah,
We'll give you a ticket book.
Yeah,
I'll
give me a ticket
give
book.
you a ticket book.
we'll give him
Yeah, there'll be a lot of people won't be happy, but You give it to me, I'll write it. I can take a picture of it. And you were 6 feet away from the fire, that's why you got a ticket.
Is there a list of properties that have been cited or things that the building inspector is doing that's
Yes.
accessible to us?
If there's an actual violation, a lot of people that get a violation notice aren't actually cited until they don't correct the issues. When they don't correct the issues, then you start having the information of who's either been pulled into court, who's been cited, and then you get into the public realm of it.
How long does that go, like, if you,
Depends on the situation and what it is. I mean, he's got a few right now. We have a hearing, actually, an appeals hearing this Wednesday on another property. So, I mean, he is very active. It's just he does have a lot on his plate, so, but if you'd like, I guess you can put in a request and then I can tell him, you know, is there anything specific you're looking for, or just any?
I'd just like to know what he's doing, just,
Yeah,
if stuff is being done.
stop in on a Thursday when he's here and have a chat with him.
yeah, I know,
Because across the street from me, where that old deck was up there and all that garbage, well, I found the lady that's buying it, or she was over there one day and I asked her, you know, Ray and I are doing nothing, we're both retired. Here's what I'll charge you to clean all that up. So we tore the deck down, cut the grass, did everything. Haven't got paid, but
Looks better.
yeah, it does look better.
Oh, man. Oh, wow.
yeah, you sucked me in on that one, didn't you?
What else did you have to do?
I will go to bat for him. I paid attention to him last week, and he was very aggressive and busy on issues that were hazards to people. You mentioned deck. It was on balconies, the water, the wood not being stable and holding people accountable. Some of the rental properties, he's been real assertive
Good.
and holding them accountable.
I tell you what, that, house down there on 50 next to Kathy, boy, you ever see inside the garage?
Yes, just in
Just drive
passing,
by.
in passing.
I walk by it, man, and then, I mean, I don't know how they walk through the garage.
It looks like a
It is scary.
Yeah.
So somebody had a question about that property. Somebody got asked you.
Bob, did she? Oh, excuse me.
That property, house property,
We did it on bring jump case.
Sit them down there and clean it up. Yeah, I don't know why they can't.
They said that you can take it for all
After
that.
they want you to clean it. Do it down there. I'm not hearing about
So after Tuesday, Monday, Thursday,
It's Friday.
Friday's,
so
Friday.
Well, it's like, it was all
Saturday,
done.
after summer or something.
Yeah, there's still.
There's an ordinance for that. Yeah.
It's been full of garbage for 3 weeks. They haven't paid.
Oh, okay.
And down from there, well, see, it's up, you,
But we did it at
but
Dallas.
down the street from there, there's
Getting
another
him in
guy,
court,
he's got a
never
garbage
gonna
can.
circle it.
He's got a garbage can.
Okay.
And yeah, we won't tear it back up.
Across the street.
All the other people do. I mean, you live there.
Yep. We're gonna go ahead and move forward with the committees and proceed. Dan?
Ray just reminded us, looking at that, was there anything you guys were able to accomplish last Wednesday or the Wednesday before?
He wasn't here.
He didn't show up. Okay.
If they're having a hearing this Wednesday,
Yeah.
I gotta post that.
Well, I just had to ask.
She mentioned it. I didn't know until she mentioned
Right.
it. Okay.
Is it on
We'll
that
square that
property
up.
this Wednesday?
Yeah,
The
no,
code enforcement.
that's on 81.
Yeah,
81, not that.
not that one. There's two things that he called about. I had to confirm it with the people on the committee
Right.
first.
And
And
like he
then,
said, we
there's no
give a
sense of
date.
sending it out if they can't be there.
We give a date, we
Yeah.
set the date. He asks for a date, there's your date.
So that's where we're at. And I haven't heard more from Ed.
Okay. Dan, did you want to proceed with?
Yes, thank you very much, Mayor. I think you have all of the proposals that we have in front of you. Let's see, anyone in particular, whatever we have here. Let's start with John B. Tumbling and Sons Limited, that's the spray 1 year. Proposal up in the left-hand corner. This proposed bid or quote was $86,900. And just looking at that, they've covered all the things that were in the quote that we requested. So 86,900. The next one will be the orange Queen City Blacktop quote. Wow.
I just have a question.
Yes,
Is this something different why these don't have to be sealed bids?
have to be sealed.
I mean, is there,
The county.
in the past we
Yeah.
have, I just wonder what the difference is.
Yeah, I don't know, the county said all we needed was quotes. And these were back, these are basically the first time we're actually seeing them.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
we
just wondering.
didn't,
Yeah,
when they came to me, I forwarded them to Margaret, Margaret held on to them.
Yeah.
because she didn't ask us to have sealed bids.
No, she said just quotes.
This is coming from Hamilton
Yeah,
County.
I just wonder what the
Yeah.
difference is.
Mhm.
It gets
I'm
confusing.
not sure.
I was
We
happy.
just don't want doing things that get us
Yeah.
in trouble. It's just-
Right.
I hope they're not
It was just
thinking
kinda
that.
odd.
I hope they're not thinking we're getting sealed bids and then opening them and sending them to
But
us.
They should
She just
make it
merely
clear.
said to get quotes. I was happily
Oh, yeah.
happy.
I get it, that you
Just
were
to
able to
get-
get
She
them.
did say quote.
That's exactly what she said, yeah, quotes.
Guess we have to ask her about this shit.
Yeah.
The next one, how about Boardman, the
Boardman?
big blue top? Oh, the bottom line on that one again was, $89,150.25. Boardman Group, let's see. Like I said, I'm looking at these for the first time that you are.
Where's his number?
I don't even see a
I don't
price
see a
on it.
number.
Yeah.
I didn't see a quote.
Oh,
I don't see a price on
No,
it.
I won't.
And that's how I printed it, so.
Oh, guess it's
Well, I
free.
don't-
Free, that's all I'm
I don't even know who they are, but anyway.
It looks like, just reading the first line, they're looking at equipment, basketball goals.
Mhm.
It doesn't look
Yeah.
like there's anything else included.
No.
Oh,
And it even says
it
no
goes-
fixed price.
It goes with the Queen
Queen
City
City.
Blacktop quote. This is the
Oh,
equipment.
goes with that orange.
Yeah, so it's
Oh,
included in the
okay.
equipment with Queen
Oh.
City Blacktop.
So those two
That
go
makes
together.
sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wasn't familiar with that at all. Let's see. The third one here is Game Changer. This is very in-depth. I think, yeah, their project total was $62,896. That's a huge difference. Mhm. I knew that, somebody told me that the normal quotes, when I was talking to different people trying to get quotes, would end up being around
See,
72,000. They
because
said
it's included.
they should probably come in around 72,000, but these are extremely high. Okay.
Dan, what about the pages where they got stuff listed like,
Not included.
By price for each
yeah.
part?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were just indicating, I guess, what they would do and what each phase was gonna cost us. I mean,
But those things aren't included in the 62,000.
the very bottom line is what I looked at. Yeah. But are included in the bid proposal that we sent out, you know. They have been, looks like they've included house was the latest one. Let's see, what's the date on this one? Yeah, they did this back in August when we first started doing this. I remember when they were asking me about it early on, that it would, that they needed to include the rebar in the concrete itself, just to make sure it stayed stabilized. So,
Because it talks about that vapor barrier.
Yeah.
That it's recommending us do it, but that price is not included.
no, we told them we didn't want it because when I was putting those specs together, they asked about that. And the vapor barrier itself was going to be an additional $12,000, I believe. But we didn't include it in anybody, the whole thing didn't include people bidding on the vapor barrier. So, change our, those are the three that we had? Yeah, I guess it is. This Boardman guy threw me off. So there's what we have, council. It's going to be a matter of what your pleasure is. I don't remember, Margret, do you have in front of you what the original amount of money we had was? I think it was somewhere around $49,000, $50,000. I'm not really sure. Combination of two grants.
It says I'm on to about 150% down up front.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I mean, that is not a problem, the rest of it is a problem. We have the money for the first, for that amount, but I think with the two grants, $30,000, and the mayor was able to talk to, what was the lady's name?
Her.
April.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
Yeah, and there
And
was
try to
maybe
pull that money into the
another
park.
9,000 out of that, I believe, in that neighborhood. I'll find it, but
Yeah, those sheets that I had passed out to you guys. I don't remember exactly what was on it.
yeah.
I used to have that number planted so well.
Oh, yeah.
It was in your note.
It's in my notes. I just have to find it.
I know we did discuss, and I just can't remember exactly what dollar amount that is, but,
We've been kicking it around so much that
yeah, I forget.
Been a while, but there we are with the
With
three quotes that we have. And we're at release 10,000, and if you remember correctly, the bids went up because of the,
prevailing wage.
thank you, prevailing wage. Just drove everything upwards from, the areas that we heard people talking about and mentioning. So,
I see that their original price was $51,076. And that was $9,000 left from the roads
who was that?
and walkway. Game Changer,
There was what?
$51,076.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, and that was because we thought they were gonna be the only one
Yeah.
until they said,
And that
We
was
needed
before
3
the
bids.
prevailing wages came in.
and then prevailing wages came in, so.
And then we had $9,000 left out of the $26,630 for road and walkway. And I have a big circle around $26,630.
6,000.
You had it.
Yes, I had that page marked.
6,000.
Can you say that?
What was it again? I'm sorry.
Which part? The original, farm game changer was $51,076.
Okay,
Then I had $9,000 coming out of the $26,630 that's left from roads and walkway or whatever Lisa got, because the amount that I have circled is the $26,630, because it was more than, you were working on two different things when you got money.
Yes, I
Got
think
quotes
three.
from
There was three
April.
things.
Yeah.
But the 26,000, that was left over from the money, the county money we had to do with the water.
Property acquisition.
part of it, yeah.
And that was March 27th.
That was the road and
Yeah,
the
that's right.
walkway.
Okay. Yep.
Off the top of my head, I can't sit here and go over
It had something
everything.
to do with water, but it also had that roads left
Well,
over from the blacktop job.
The water was like from when we thought they were gonna pay for the, things in the road. What am I trying to think of? The connectors, the valves, and they, remember we had that going on, that study?
And now that one though is going toward the meter.
Meter, that was
so-
going towards the meter, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just need to look at that again and see which ones are what.
Yeah, so my question again is, with this being the lowest bid that we have, how do we propose to make up the difference? Margaret, did you find out anything?
Danny, I've been busy with trying to finish up the last stuff for the auditors that I haven't done any of it.
Well, okay.
I'm sorry, I just,
I knew this was coming up, that's the reason I kept asking and asking and asking that we take a minute to try to adjust that, because if we're not gonna come up with the money to cover the lowest bid, it's all moot. It's all moot, it doesn't mean anything.
do we need it done today? Can we meet again, like, later in the week? I mean, to give us.
Well, we've got the 50% down and we're
Yeah.
at the point where finance is supposed to be doing their budgeting.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when you guys can look into finishing off.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these guys have bugged me once a week, twice a week since August. They're ready to go. They keep thinking, are you gonna be able to, if we're the lowest, can we get it? Because they want to get started.
Yeah.
Once we tell them that they are the official bid, notice of award to them, they'll be looking at getting out here and getting busy on that this fall. So.
Can we revisit it either one night this week or one night next week to give us a chance to see all the loose monies from everything?
Sure.
Well,
To
we
see
don't,
if we can come up with it?
we don't even have enough people here to vote on it in the first place.
Yeah,
Right.
we don't have enough people to vote.
I mean, we gotta figure out a day that we have
Mhm.
5 people.
Yeah.
Yes, we're
just
having
like
a
the-
meeting every Monday.
Yeah.
I mean, can we
It's like
regroup
We're
and
gonna
meet
have a meeting
Monday?
every Monday, guys. Okay?
I mean, that's another problem.
Yeah, yeah, because I don't know when other people will be, when Al will be back.
Well, he
So
said
he's supposed to be
Sunday.
Sunday. So
Sunday.
Monday, that's why I was saying we
Okay,
could
great.
just,
Okay.
Monday
I'm
again?
happy to move ahead with this on Monday. I'm glad we're kind of understanding that. Do we want to make mention of the award so that the people can get going on it or not? No, we can't, because we don't have enough to do that.
We don't have enough to
We'll
do
do it on,
that.
we'll do it on Monday, and,
I'd feel better myself because instead of sitting here trying to guesstimate, because like Lisa, we had the 3 different things that we were pulling monies from,
Yeah.
and I think we need to revisit that to see.
Yeah, because I thought it was like 12,000 or something we needed.
Yeah, but
yeah, well, whatever their bid is now,
if we,
from
that
what
would give us
we
a
have, it's
chance.
gonna be close to 12,000.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
And you don't think that these extra things that's listed where it says not included, is that gonna come after?
I will talk to them and verify that very number down to everything.
Yeah.
and also that'll give us a chance, if this is your first time seeing it, actually compare the two.
Mhm. Mhm.
or not the 2, but the 3?
Yeah,
Is it, you know,
sounds good. I appreciate it.
So, are we gonna meet Monday?
Hmm?
Is that the plan?
Yeah,
Set it
Monday's
for
fine with me,
Monday.
early as possible.
What's good for Bob?
Monday night's fine.
6?
Wow.
Okay. How about you?
It don't matter.
How about the cameraman?
I mean, Monday, the 23rd?
Yes.
yeah.
Great.
At 6?
Okay, so
6
I,
PM?
yeah,
Does
I
that,
will.
does that work for everybody?
I'll make a motion that we have a special meeting on Monday, what is that date?
23rd.
23rd.
23rd, 6 o'clock PM, to discuss quotes for the basketball court.
I'll second it.
Motion by Dan, second by Pam. Call for a vote.
Dan Pillow,
Yay, sorry.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
We don't have any executive sessions or anything, do we? I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
That's why I was kind of just looking at you. Motion by Dan,
I'll second.
second by Pam. Call for a
To
vote.
adjourn?
To adjourn?
Yeah, to
Oh,
adjourn.
really?
We're done?
Even
Are we
she's
done?
excited.
Okay, hold on.
Lisa, where do you think that stuff was? What did it say it was, the stuff? Suck. I thought it said.
I don't remember.
I'll do a loop through there. I thought it said suck.
I thought he set up on second hand, so it'd be up on the back room.
Dan Pillow,
Yay.
Jennifer Wiehe,
Yay.
Ann Pillow,
Yay.
Pam Jackson.
Yay.
Bob, I need you a minute.